Man poured invisible fluorescent powder into a special solution. He stirred it up and made a mysterious glowing liquid. Then he dipped his finger in and casually drew a smiley face on the table. Next, he shone a UV light on it. Perfect. So he immediately dropped an ancient coin into the glowing liquid. After drying it, he carefully placed it into a delicate little box. Then he anonymously mailed it to a museum curator who was obsessed with collecting ancient coins. When the curator opened the box, she instantly fell in love with the coin she had dreamed of for years. Little did she know, the moment her finger touched the invisible powder on the coin, she had already walked right into the trap Jack had set. Meanwhile, teammate David disguised himself as a tourist, wandering the museum with a video camera. But in reality, he was using the laser emitter on the camera to trigger a heat sensor under one of the display cases. In the next second, as the alarm for display case No. 8 blared, the Declaration of Independence stored inside was instantly sent to the underground vault by the automatic system. The curator rushed over as soon as she heard the alarm. She quickly pulled up the keyboard and typed in the vault password, completely unaware that her fingers were already covered in fluorescent powder. As soon as she stepped into the vault, David had already slipped into the museum's control room and used a mini drill to open the wire conduit. He carefully inserted a transmission cable with a micro camera into the pipe and clipped it onto the museum's surveillance feed. In no time, they had successfully hacked into the museum's monitoring system. David immediately froze all camera footage. At the same time, Jack disguised himself as a maintenance worker and strolled into the museum under the pretense of inspecting the security system. He quickly ducked into the bathroom, stripped off his overalls, revealing a perfectly tailored suit underneath. After fixing his hair, Jack walked out looking like a refined gentleman and stepped into the party. He courteously handed the curator a glass of champagne. While someone stepped in to shake hands with her, he smoothly took the glass from her hand. With a polite smile, he said, "Excuse me, I need to use the restroom." Then he turned and walked away. Out of sight, he dumped the champagne, pulled out a plastic bag, and carefully sealed the glass inside. Back in the restroom, he quickly took out a hidden toolkit containing fingerprint extraction tools. He dripped the agent onto a wad of medical cotton, placed the cotton in a plastic bag and sealed it tight. Just 1 minute later, the fingerprints on the glass became crystal clear. Jack put on a fake fingerprint glove, carefully selected a full print from the glass, and transferred it onto the glove. Then he scanned through fingerprint ID and rode the elevator down to the vault. He took out a UV light and read the fluorescent letters aloud to David. David entered them into a program. Soon, they cracked the correct password sequence for the vault. As Jack entered the code, the vault door opened with a click. He quickly walked up to the display, lifted the old velvet cloth, and gently pulled out the legendary Declaration of Independence. He rolled it up and stuffed it into a plastic bag. Without drawing attention, he strolled out of the museum and vanished. But what Jack didn't expect was that the curator had been secretly watching him the whole time, because she also wanted to know whether the back of the Declaration really hid a treasure map.